Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Wednesday market webcast. All right, so we talked about this yesterday. You can fight price, you can kick and scream and complain and do whatever you want. These dips are getting bought. The bears cannot close below any key areas or convert them into resistance or really trade below them for any period of time that's going to either scare a bunch of longs out of their positions or embolden shorts to either be more than just scared bunnies that are in it for a really short rental and bring any kind of money off the sidelines for any serious shorts to get into the trade, plant their flag, and try to progress this thing to the downside. And without any kind of catalyst, geopolitical, whatever. Look, all the COVID, it's all priced in right now. At least that's how it's traded. And you can agree or disagree. I'm not saying I agree or disagree, but what I'm saying is the tape doesn't care. And if the tape doesn't care, why do you care? If the tape doesn't care, why do you care? If it wants to go up, then be long. If it wants to go down, then be short. So, I mean, what do we do? It really wasn't, it really wasn't that exciting of a day. We got, we were long off the open. We tried to get some shorts going. We just couldn't get anything out of it. And then we ended up long 35.05, then long 35.17 into the close, and long 36.5 last night. So we're flat right now. And we tried some shorts, and we did okay off the open with them. But I think the issue that became pretty apparent pretty fast was there was nothing sustainable happening to the short side. And you had, let's go to the hourly chart. And you had yesterday. So here's the little rundown early in the day down to 91.75. But what you saw here in these 4 hourly candles, the way that played out in the 5-minute chart was you had volume weighted average price, Madonna, the 5-minute mid-band, daily pivot, the roundy, the opening print, all this stuff jammed up within 3 to 5 handles. And all we did was trade above it. That's all we did. They tested it. They sure as heck couldn't convert it into resistance. So at that point, it's like, look, we've all seen this movie before, and the movie ends the same way. The bear dies. So you can either, get involved in the move to the upside, or you can step aside. What you can't do is fight price because you don't know whether it's going to be a 5-handle move or whether you're going to wake up in the morning and be staring at 35.56 quarter. These moves are, once it's established that a particular 100-handle block wants to trade. Same thing happened 3,400 last week. Once they figure out that it wants to be here, that move into the 50s is pretty quick. And we'll find out today whether or not it's sustainable. So what's the task for the bears? Okay? If this is their day, if that high of the moment is going to be the high, what do they have to do? Well, it's pretty simple. Convert the hourly midband, okay? Close below it, and try to get back in and around the area where you were trading yesterday. Then as you get into Thursday, Friday, convert 3,500, start printing stuff with 34s on it, and at least try to leave some kind of doubt in the mind of the market that maybe you're relevant to the point where we could have a two-sided tape and pull-ins, pullbacks and buys and things like that. But what you had right here was you had the pullback 26 to, was it 24.5 back to, was the number we talked about yesterday, 84 quarter. It's 40 handles. It's 40 handles. It's not like we're parabolic and we never go down. So they take it down 40 handles. It's not the 400 handles that the bears want. It's 40 handles. And it was bought. They consolidated. They printed high or low here. And up we go. So what's probably going to happen? I mean, let's back this out. I think, what you can expect here is some consolidation. and then, a resolution in either direction. The resolutions have been to the upside. But you see a theme here on this chart: compression, expansion, compression, expansion, compression, expansion, compression, expansion, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So we should be, it should find a range here and should trade a bit. But the reason I come on in the mornings and I do this is because I feel like somebody has to shake you guys by the shoulders and say, look, especially if you're not, look, if you're in my room, you're long, you're happy, you're with the trend, you're short when you're supposed to be, you're long when you're supposed to be, bottom line. If you're out there floating around, then I feel like I have to grab you by the shoulders and say, look, you can buy this market in the right moments. It doesn't have to go down. It doesn't have to do anything. It doesn't have to go up. It doesn't have to go anywhere. It doesn't have to do anything. It's not overdone. It's just a steady, slow, upper band ride that's just bleeding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sessions engaged with the upper band. Fighting price in this kind of a tape is just murder. Just murder. If you're one of those people out there that is like swing short a kabillion and you've added a bunch of times and you're probably not sleeping at night, there's a better way. There's a better way. Trust me, there's a better way than trying to fight something that nobody else wants to fight. So for the open today, you got volume weighted average price 43.5. Madonna proprietary moving average is at 50. 5-minute mid band 48 and change. So and right now we're trading 47.5. So right now we're jammed in between the proprietary moving average and volume weighted average price. That's going to have to make a decision. And from there, what do the bulls want to do? Well, they want higher highs. They can't take any days off either. If you're going to pull a stunt like this and drag the whole world up to 3,600 or whatever, then you best get on with it. Because if you take too many days off, then you're going to get another pullback. What do the bears need to do? We talked about it. You got to close below the hourly mid band at a minimum today. So I know this is kind of a long webcast, but I really feel like I got to keep you guys focused. Otherwise, you're especially if you're just floating out there in the world. And if you're floating out there in the world, I suggest you stop floating out there in the world and come on in and trade this the right way. All right. Everybody have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, take care, trade them well. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Follow us over on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Princetontrader. Check us out on Facebook and join us for a free trial at www.princetontrader.com. Trade them well.